Moments of inspiration mixed with time to network, IBJ Media Events has you covered. From industry deep dives to awards celebrating Indiana's top leaders, see what's coming up and reserve your seat at ibj.com/RSVP.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Friday, May 29th, 2026. I'm Alex Brown. The city of South Bend is accepting a final round of applications for its high-skill immigration fund before the program shuts down later this year. The city launched the initiative in 2023 under Mayor James Mueller as part of a broader effort to attract international talent and support business growth in the region by providing a 50-50 matching grant to de-risk a portion of the funds needed to support an H-1B visa applicant. The city said it is winding down the program, quote, due to the deep uncertainty on the future of the H-1B program. A warehouse staffing firm is planning to lay off 21 employees at the National Distribution Center's facility in Whitestown. In a notice to the state, Florida-based Eclipse Advantage said the move is due to the termination of the company's contract with Eclipse to operate the facility. The layoffs are expected to begin July 18th, though some workers could remain in place through August 1st. Terre Haute Regional Airport officials this week celebrated the completion of a $5.1 million project to build 6 new aircraft hangars. The new 60 by 60 foot hangars expand aircraft storage capacity to support future aviation growth at the airport. Officials said each hangar can house between 1 and 4 aircraft, depending on the size. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Southwest Indiana is essential to elevating Indiana's future. Explore how IBJ Media, Inside Indiana Business, and the state of Indiana are bringing a bold vision for regional growth at Innovate Southwest Indiana, presented by CareSource, Indiana University, and Old National Bank. Join Governor Mike Braun and business and community leaders in Evansville for a conversation on growth, workforce development, and innovation. We'll be at Ridgeway University Center June 9th. RSVP now at ibj.com/innovate.
Concerns over rising input costs and global instability led to a decline in farmer sentiment in April, according to the latest Purdue University CME Group Ag Economy Barometer. Purdue said the decline was also driven by a decrease in confidence about current conditions as well as expectations for the future. Michael Langemeyer, director of the Center for Commercial Agriculture at Purdue and the barometer's principal investigator, said concerns over fertilizer availability are also to blame.
If you look at fertilizer prices, nitrogen, for example, if you look at April 2025 to April 2026, is up 42%. And that increased from March this year to April this year. And so that certainly contributed. In fact, 46% indicated that input costs were their biggest concern. That was the same as last month. But there was an uptick in the percentage that were worried about input availability. That was 11% of the people had that as their biggest concern. That moved up to 14%. And so I think what's going on with fertilizer and energy was a big part of the drop in the overall index, and certainly the drop in the index of current conditions.
Agricultural producers were also asked about the potential impact of the war in Iran on their net farm income in 2026. About 2/3 of respondents said they expect their net farm income to decline because of the conflict. The St. Joseph County Airport Authority is asking a court to throw out South Bend Chocolate Company's lawsuit with prejudice and hold a hearing on attorney fees, arguing the chocolatier has ignored a pending dispositive motion while continuing to air its grievances publicly. The lawsuit was filed after the airport selected South Dakota-based Skydyne to serve as its new master concessionaire, replacing South Bend Chocolate Company. A preliminary injunction seeking to block that selection was denied. According to the new motion, the airport authority twice contacted South Bend Chocolate Company's attorney after the injunction ruling and offered to forego attorney fees if the plaintiffs would voluntarily dismiss the case. The company declined both times, as shown in email exchanges submitted as evidence. Members of the United Steelworkers Union at the Alcoa aluminum plant in Newburgh are seeking higher wages as contract negotiations get set to resume. Our partners at WEHT TV report more than 300 union workers rallied outside the plant this week in an effort to show solidarity as the union seeks a new deal. Workers said in addition to higher wages, they are seeking no increases on insurance and higher pension payouts for retirees to match inflation. The union turned down the Pennsylvania-based aluminum producer's most recent contract offer. In a statement to Inside Indiana Business, an Alcoa spokesperson said the company could not provide specific specifics regarding the contract proposal, but said the company remains committed to reaching a fair agreement through good faith discussions. A USW spokesperson confirmed to IIB that the two sides are set to resume contract negotiations on Monday. Mario Andretti, Tony Kanaan, and Scott Dixon are this week's guests on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now on the IBJ Media app or your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.